Hello, I'm Noah. Uh, I'm really bad at introductions that I've scripted. I'm used to streaming. Streaming's very much like a thing I'm good at. But once I've got a sort of script written down, but it's kind of hard to follow that while sounding like natural. So I'm doing my best improv while still sort of keeping to the talking points. So bear with me. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my absolute best. Why are these glowing? So, I'm trans. I'm transgender. I was born a woman. Now I'm a man. I'm going through like hormone stuff soon. I'm not like I'm pre-medical transition, but I've been like out as trans for 6 years, I'd say, probably a little bit longer. I wanted to make a video talking about my experience being trans, stuff that's happened to me, and how how it affected me and how it all got better, because it did get better. I went through a lot of bullshit, but I'm okay. Also, being trans is for some reason like a hot button topic right now, which is silly. I can be whoever the fuck I want to be. But like if you go onto like Twitter or anything, there'll be just people shitting on trans folk for no reason. There's so much like, oh, that's a bit of a drop. There's so much like just hatred. Sorry, I got hiccups. So much just hatred online. So why not do my little part of normalizing being trans? Listen to silly Overwatch Minecraft man talk about being transgender for like 15 minutes. Just to prove that trans people are like ordinary. I'm bad at Minecraft. I play Minecraft. I am gold in Overwatch. Not my entire identity doesn't revolve around me being trans, you know? And I think that's a important clarification to make, because for some people it's like you're trans, that's everything that you are. So yeah, let's have a conversation, I guess. Before I realized I was trans, I realized I was gay. I was like 12 or 13, realized that women were really cute, and like that's how it's been. I came out to my dad first in like the funniest fucking way possible. We were in the car listening to some really loud music on the radio, and I I leant over, turned the radio off, went, "Dad, I'm gay," and then I turned the radio back on so he couldn't say anything, which I think is the funniest fucking thing I could have done. He was so chill with it. He was so good. Um, all he did was ask if he wanted me to tell my mum, and I was like, yeah, can you just to make it easier. So yeah, funny first coming out story. I was first kid in my year to come out as gay, so I got like a little bit of shit. I didn't really care too much though. I had like a really good group of friends, so it didn't bother me as much as maybe it should have, or like maybe it would have bothered other people more. But I genuinely did not really care. I was just living the dream, honestly. One time there was a guy trying to hit me with like some homophobic bullshit. I can't even remember exactly what he said, but I do remember me turning to him in the corridor and yelling that I get more girls than him. Because there's my ex. Because at the time, I had a girlfriend and I knew for a fact that he didn't, because everyone made fun of him all the time, because he was oh, that you didn't give me ball. He wasn't a very nice person. He like ended up but he burnt a building down because there was a homeless person living in there, and didn't get prosecuted, but we all did bully him for that. So you know, sorry, a bit of a side tangent, but yeah, we didn't like that guy. I dealt with some bit more subtle homophobia at home. Not enough to give me cause for concern, but enough to sort of make me look back and realize, yeah, that kind of wasn't okay. What happened? It wasn't like I was dealing with casual homophobia from like my close family. Like my dad and my siblings were so cool with it. My mum was quote unquote cool with it. Like she didn't have an exact issue with it, but she made like some weird comments. I was told not to tell my aunt, my mum's oldest sister, about me being gay, because there was like the impression that she would take it quite badly, which then led to some really funny moments of me being asked when I was gonna get a boyfriend at like family reunions, and my siblings would. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it did that in this mod pack. That's really cool. Which are some very awkward moments in family reunions where they'd ask if I had a boyfriend, and my siblings would be like hiding behind a book trying not to laugh because like obviously Noah's not gonna have a boyfriend. I've also made like some weird comments on Facebook about like, oh, make sure your girlfriend isn't a freak. I was like, okay, I feel like a bit weird to say as like your first thing, but like I said, it wasn't enough for me to be put off by it. But like it makes me look back and kind of go, oh, that wasn't okay. So yeah, I was a very queer kid just from the get-go. Oh, hang on, let me just beat this guy. Thank you. And I realized I was trans when I was about 15, probably like the tail end of 15. I think it was I was listening to a bunch of Cave Town because he was one of my favorite artists at the time, and he's a transgender, he's a trans man, so he puts a lot of that like feelings and stuff into his music. And I was listening to that stuff, and I was like, oh no, why do I relate to this? Oh god, my realizing I was trans. I listened to these songs, and I was like, okay, cool, I relate to these. It wasn't like a big build up. Like when I was a little kid, I never like knew there was something up with me. I look back at my childhood photos and I don't like cringe because I look like a girl. I find it like really funny and really cute. I was a cute kid. It was more just like, fuck, I prefer this. This works. Let's just be like this. And now I'm happier because like I'm in my correct body, sort of. I told my dad that I was trans. I don't remember how I told him I was trans. I don't think it was as funny as when I told him I was gay. But like once again, I told him to tell my mum. My dad would mess up my new name occasionally, but like he would be making the effort, and he like it was very obvious he was trying. He would, when he would mess it up, he would just apologize, correct it, and then like move on. Which is good. That is what you're meant to do. That is like the correct way to respond when you mess up someone trans's name. My mum, on the other hand, was kind of a lot worse. If you know me, or if you're in my streams quite a lot, you know I don't talk to my mum. We have been estranged for 6 years. I reached out a few weeks ago, and it's this whole like thing that we're trying. But essentially, I've been estranged from my mother since I was 15 or 16. She kind of made my whole transition about her. It was more of a less of a I'm gonna help you through this difficult time in your life, and more how can I make this about me? I have lost my daughter and I need to grieve her, as opposed to oh shit, I've got a son now, you know? It was that sort of vibe that I got. I was trying out new names when I first came out as trans. So I'm Noah now, obviously. But originally I was trying out Peter, which very much does not fit me. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Noah is so much better. But yeah, I was Noah for a very big stretch of time. Also, oh my god, that moon looks so pretty. So when it was my 16th birthday, because I came out like a few months before my 16th birthday, my mum's other sister sent me a card. She had two sisters. The one that I was told not to tell that I was gay, and this one. She's got another one as well, but she's like didn't speak to her that much, so she's not part of this story at all. So yeah, my mum's sister sent me a card. In the card was my full government name. Like, not, it was a check and a card. The check was addressed to my legal name, obviously, for like money bank reasons. But the card itself was like two first initial, second initial, last name. Oh, yeah, Miss first initial, middle initial, last name. Which felt a very like, that feels very on purpose, you know? So I texted the aunt and I was like, hey, thank you so much for the money. I really, really appreciate it. The card was, the present was very much, like, appreciated. I just wanted to let you know if I go by Noah now. I failed Peter. I go by Peter now at the time. And she texted back that she knew me as my dead name, so she would continue to call me my dead name. And I went, okay, that you doing that is going to hurt me. So you're doing this knowing that it will hurt me? And her response was yes. I had a screenshot of this somewhere. I remember that I thought I need a screenshot. I don't think I have it anymore. But I know that at one point it did exist. And it was very, like... I remember being very, very plain with my language about... Okay, so you're doing this knowing that it hurts me. And it was like very much a resounding yes. So, I told my mum about this. Oh shit, there's 2 skeletons out there. I'm not strong enough to go fight those guys right now. Yeah, I went to go tell my mum. My mum was sitting on the sofa, and I went up to her with the cards and the check, and I was like, hey, you need to do something. This is your sister, what the fuck? I was probably a lot ruder about it, to be honest. I was 16, newly transgender, and dealing with a hate crime. She didn't want to defend me. I think she is honestly a little bit scared of her sisters, and doesn't want to be, like, cut off. She is the youngest, so... that is a weird dynamic going on. There is nothing in this cave. So she just sat on the sofa staring at me, sort of like, well, what do you want me to do about it? And I was pissed. I am a very stubborn person. I am a very argumentative person. I've gotten a lot better throughout the years, but I was like at my prime dickhead energy when I was 15, 16. So, my immediate response to her not doing anything was to rip the check in half, rip the card in half, throw it in the bin, and get so angry at my mum. Now, my mum is also really stubborn. I got the combination of... My dad is really stubborn, my mum is really stubborn, and I got the combination of the two of them. So that sort of led into, like, us very much yelling at each other quite frequently. And you might be thinking, Noah, how can it get worse? There's no way this can possibly get any worse. I'm 22, so my 16th birthday happened in lockdown. So, I was trapped in a pretty small house, locked into a transphobia-induced feud with my mother. It wasn't a good time. It was genuinely, I'm not saying this like easily, it was probably the worst time of my life. Easily the worst time of my life. I'm not gonna tell you like everything that happened because you guys are not my therapist, but I want to tell you like... Oh shit! Oh shit! My mother trying to come at me. Ooh! Zigzag maneuver. Zigzag maneuver. Zigzag maneuver. Hello, mate. Sun's coming out your felt soon. Ooh. I'm alive. So yeah. Not going to give you every example, going to give you some examples to prove that even with how bad it was with my mother, it can and it will get better. Like, trust me, just trust me. So, examples. She decided to tell me that she would compromise with me by calling me the initial of my dead name. So at the time, my dead name at the time that I'd chosen was Peter. My dead name also starts with a P. So she was like, oh, I'll compromise by calling you P. My response was, whenever she told P to go do some chores, I would be like, well, you're telling P to do that, not Peter. Therefore, you're not telling me to do it. Therefore, I'm not going to do any chores. Very petty, I know. But also, that is so funny. Like, looking back, that is fucking hysterical that I did that. She took over cooking. Usually my dad was the one that cooked. She took over cooking and would not let me eat in my room because I was having this whole thing of, I'm not going to eat at a table with you because I do not want to see you right now. She would keep food from me to try and force me to eat with her. One time she pushed a speaker that I put a speaker in front of my door. She barged into the door, making it open, pushing the speaker over in the process to kick me out of the house because she had like some thing shit to deal with. I think she had a lawyer thing shit to do, which fair enough, but don't like barge your way in. That's fucking terrifying. She told me I was not allowed to get testosterone or gender affirming healthcare until I was in my 30s. One time she tried to call the police on me for oh shit, I'm hungry. For breaking lockdown. Because oh, do you not cook you? Oh whoops. Because I'd gone to a hotel with my dad the night after a really bad set of yelling. There's a lot more that happens, but like once again, you guys are not my therapists. I will talk about this at therapy. The point is, like, at the time, I didn't think anything would change. I didn't think anything would improve. I thought that I was going to be stuck here forever, essentially. And that's not what happened. I was not stuck there forever. I was fine. My dad divorced my mum. My dad moved out. I moved with him. And I'm a lot healthier now. I'm not, like, as anxious. I still have anxiety issues. I still have a lot of paranoia and stuff. But I'm miles better than how I was when I was at my mum's. And also, like, yeah, now I like, I stream, I make videos, I make stories, which is like something I've always wanted to do. I'm happy, you know? And I'm even trying to maybe have some sort of relationship with my mum as well. Like I mentioned earlier, we're slowly back in contact. It might not work. It doesn't need to work. But my point is, shit gets better. Shit gets better. If you're in an awful situation, it's not going to last forever. You're going to be okay. Like, trust me, I was in an awful situation and now I'm so much better. I'm even due to get testosterone kind of soon. NHS waiting time is like insanely long. So it's not gonna be like soon, but it's soon-ish. NHS waiting time is very, very, very long. It's why a lot of people go private, which I can't afford. But yeah, UK healthcare kind of means. But yeah, after all these years of waiting, I'm gonna be on testosterone soon. How sick is that? I've also got a lot of casual transphobia online too. People call me names in my chat quite a lot. I get a lot of people in my comment sections being quite weird. I get a lot of Christian hate, which feels very like unchristian. I had this one guy like telling me to go back to the kitchen, which was crazy to say in the year of our Lord 2026. We in 2012. The online stuff doesn't really affect me as much, luckily. I have a lot of time to get used to that sort of stuff, and it doesn't affect me. I just find it funny more than anything. Because, like, how are you so obsessed with me that you're thinking about what's in my pants, you know? But the thing is, like, I shouldn't have to deal with that stuff. And then it's, like, the second type of... I wouldn't say it's transphobia, I'd say it's sort of just, like, misaligned stuff. Like, I'll get a lot of, well-meaning people introducing me as, like, the trans one. Like, that one trans person we know. Which isn't too bad of an issue. It really isn't too bad of an issue. But it's just, like, I'm more than being transgender. I'm transgender as an adjective. I'm not transgender... Transgender? I'm not transgender as a noun. I hope that makes sense, because I'm really bad at explaining things. It's like I'll get introduced and they'll be like, "Hey, oh, that's Noah. That's the trans guy," and like that's not like 100% not as bad as just the blatant transphobia, but it does kind of feel a little bit dehumanizing. It's not like I'll have a go at people for it, but I'll sort of give a weird look and be like, "Okay, why are you saying it like that, girly? Come on." Yeah, my point is trans people shouldn't have to deal with like this sort of shit online. Being openly trans online shouldn't be an open door to being attacked and ridiculed. When people are insecure, they need to put someone else down to make themselves feel good about themselves. And online is a very good way to do that, like, facelessly. So yeah. Try and remember that if you're getting hate online for who you are, I guess. Just, like, remember that whoever's being a dick to you is probably more miserable with their own existence. It's never your fault. It's just like they're sad with their life and they need to take it out on someone else. You are like, you're probably gonna live a better life than they are. So yeah, that was my video uh about being trans. Maybe I'll post this just in time for Pride Month. So if this is Pride Month, then happy Pride Month. Yeah, super cool, awesome video about being transgender. It gets better. That's meant to be my whole point of this video. This is a very rambly type thing. I have a script. I'm like, my notebook is in my lap and I keep like glancing down at it. But this is sort of just me rambling at the camera. But like, shit gets better. I promise you. I promise you. Whatever situation you're in now, give it like 5 years and you'll be right as rain. I promise you. So yeah, be trans, be open about it. Be awesome and watch fragments. Nah. Be awesome and I'll see you later. Bye bye.